Alright guys, so the one and only baddie, Megan Plays, has responded kind of indirectly but pretty obviously to Leah Ashe posting a video without addressing any of the allegations. And guys, we have a lot to go over, including videos, captions, comments, and some clarifications that Megan has provided that I think are really important. Now, something I do want to clarify here is that if this stuff is posted publicly, everybody on the internet has free reign to talk about it. However, it does matter how you talk about it. And please don't be disrespectful when you guys discuss this. As commentary channels, people are allowed to discuss things that happen on the internet, but it's important to not be disrespectful and not be hateful, and to not encourage or incite hate towards other people. So this is me telling you guys, do not harass anybody involved. Keep in mind this is all alleged, and I am just reading off what Megan has posted within the past 24-ish hours. Now, very quickly, as I'm sure you all know, recently there's been allegations that Leah Ashe, Megan Play's best friend, cheated, allegedly, with Megan Play's now ex-husband, Zach. And Megan Plays has been posting some things kind of hinting at what has happened over the past couple months, and as of yesterday, Leah Ashe uploaded a video, which you guys can watch on my channel, where I basically discussed what was discussed in that video and some things about what people are saying. Now, yesterday I did mention that I think Leah has her comments limited, which is her right as a creator, obviously. However, I did notice that some of the comments that were in the thumbnail, which my thumbnail editor got directly from the video, seem to be removed or gone. So it does seem like comments are maybe being cleaned and stuff like that, which we will get into in this video, alongside Megan thanking her community, and also some information about Zach and Leah and the baby. Now, I do want to clarify here, there has been some people that have been, going after Zach's family or Zach and Leah when they're with the baby. Don't do that. You're a loser if you do that. You're really weird. But regardless, let's get straight into it. So Megan Plays posted a video earlier today to a song by Bad Baby called Miss Whiteman. Now, if you guys know what this song is about, it's basically about a cheating person. So Bad Baby was with, I'm not going to get into the whole internet drama, but she was with somebody. That person then cheated with this other person who's like somehow related to the Kardashians. I don't want to get too much into it, but she ended up releasing this diss track basically on this other person, the person that cheated with her partner. And Megan Plays uploaded a video where she was dancing to this audio, and I can't play the audio for you guys because it is copywritten, but the audio that she dances to is, as I quoting here, is exactly what it says: "Flex like me, wanna be just like me, but I got plaques on plaques on plaques like Soulja Boy teeth. Dye your hair like me, weird B word, not me, they effed," and then it cut off. But basically, she is dancing to a song that, in my opinion, alludes to her referencing Leah Ashe potentially, where it's like, you're weird, like you're copying me, you want to be me, like get over it. And again, that song is about a cheating partner, so it makes sense that she would dance to that, and she has every right to do so. Now, under that video, there was a comment that I thought was interesting and I want to share with you guys, and that comment reads, "Hey, since you're co-parenting with Zach, do you still keep in contact with Leah? Just curious, also I love your videos, I've been a fan since 2019. And this is something that I've heard people saying quite a bit, and I mentioned briefly in my last video, was that Zach and Leah, I guess, have been out with Clover, which we saw in the one leaked DM between Zach and Megan, where Zach was saying, hey, people are taking pictures of Clover, Leah, and I, like, what's going on? And so it was confirmed based on that DM, or my understanding of it, that Zach and Leah have been going out with Megan's child, Clover. And as a result, people are speculating that I guess Leah is now Clover's stepmom, kind of in a weird, skewed, terrible way. And Megan confirms here that no, she does not keep in contact with Leah. So one word response, very clear, very blunt, and I love that for her. Now, on top of that, she has been posting some other videos. This one was, "And for my final act of love, you'll never have access to the girl you fell in love with again," which I love that. Megan is setting a very good precedent for young, both men, women, non-binary individuals, that if you are betrayed or cheat on, you do not owe anybody any forgiveness, and I love that for her. I love that. And she has the caption, "Restricting your energy is the best thing you can do against those who don't deserve it." And I agree. Now, on top of that, she was posting several Instagram stories. And there was one where it reads, "Thank you for all the nice and beautiful messages last night during my crash out. The emotional support and time you have all given me does not go unappreciated or unnoticed." Now, I'm going to be honest here, I'm not exactly sure what she's referencing when she says crash out. I'm not sure if she's like referencing the video where she did the tarot readings and people were speculating that she wasn't doing well mentally because her hair was messy, which is like a really weird thing to speculate. I'm not sure if maybe she went live and I didn't see it. I don't quite know the context behind this. However, she is confirming here that she's received a lot of support, and I believe that is because that Leah had just posted a video yesterday and didn't address anything. It was just acting like everything went back to normal. Now, on top of this, Megan did actually post a video to her TikTok story, which I think I'll see if I can play it for you guys. I may not be able to download it. I meant to screen record it, but she basically talks you know, I'll explain it to you. You guys can watch it if you'd like. But she basically talks about, hey, if you guys don't want to support a creator, you should probably not be watching their stuff and like commenting on it, which is something I mentioned in my video yesterday. I'm kind of iffy about cancel culture because I think it can be a really toxic and damaging thing. However, for people who maybe don't want to support any creator for whatever reason, regardless if you're, you know, watching them because you hate them or you're watching them because you want to comment something negative or you're commenting something to hold them accountable, YouTube doesn't differentiate. It doesn't understand. So if you're hate watching, they're making money. If you watch the video, click on the video even for a couple seconds, it boosts the video further. If you comment something, even if it's negative, it boosts the video more. You know, stuff like that. Engagement and engagement baiting is something YouTube really likes.
The best way to boycott a creator that you think did something bad and that you don't want to have success is to not click on their videos, not give them views, and not give them comments. Hope this helps.
And unfortunately, even though you think you're doing the good thing or doing the right thing by holding somebody accountable, which I'm gonna be honest, that's not your job as someone on the internet. It's not your job to hold Leah Ashe or Zach accountable for things they allegedly did. But I would say, you know, if you don't want to support any specific creator, the best thing to do is just to block them. That is the best way to not support a creator, like Leah or Megan, said in her story here. If you don't want to support a creator, that is okay, but you can do so by just not interacting with their content, not commenting, not replying, not reposting, along those lines, right? And with that in mind, she's been, you know, posting some other stuff on her stories, and she seems to be more active on Instagram than anything else. Especially, she is posting some stories to her TikTok as well, mainly just posting, you know, videos of her dancing and stuff like that, which I think is great. However, it seems like the more frequent updates are on Instagram, so that's mainly where I've been looking for updates. And you guys have also been sending me updates, which I appreciate. But again, something I really need to reemphasize, and I think people maybe didn't fully understand from my last video when I said this, is that the sexism in this situation is so glaringly apparent. And people were like, oh, Pommy, you're so woke for saying that. What? Because I've seen so much hatred towards Leah Ashe, which, keep in mind, at this time, these are all allegations. Although Megan has, you know, heavily hinted that they're true, and, you know, Leah's silence may look like she's guilty. At the end of the day, things haven't been fully proven in a court of law, and for legal reasons, you gotta be careful with what you say. But with that in mind, the amount of hatred that Leah Ashe is getting, which I'm not going to talk about whether that's deserved or not, compared to Zach, is insane. I'm not telling people to go incite hate towards Zach or anything like that, but what I am saying is it's so bizarre that people are painting women as being the only ones capable of, quote, allegedly ruining a relationship. I think it's very bizarre that people are painting Leah Ashe as being inherently promiscuous or being this inherent, you know, evil person, or I have to be careful what I say on YouTube because of, like, the guidelines, but they're painting Leah as being the main perpetrator in this situation. And I think nobody knows the truth behind that. And I think people are very quick to blame her primarily because she's a woman. And I just want to go in here and say and clarify heavily that if you want to hold people accountable, which again isn't your job on the internet, but if you want to hold people accountable, you can do that without being sexist and without calling people derogatory names that are correlated to women and women, you know, having multiple partners and stuff like that. I think it's really harmful. And it's one thing to try and hold somebody accountable, but it's another thing to completely bully, harass, demean, and just, you know, single somebody out when this is obviously a two-person kind of situation. There's a lot involved in this, a lot that we probably don't know about. And so I just want to give you guys, you know, a brief little reminder here that Leah Ashe in this situation is allegedly not the only person involved, and I think directing all your hate towards a woman because you already have an issue with women is really weird. So regardless, that is an update on the situation, and that's what Megan had to say about Leah Ashe's comeback yesterday. And again, guys, if you don't want to support creators, that is of course your choice, but commenting stuff, clicking on their videos, even if it's just to quickly view it and see if she talks about it, unfortunately just boosts the video more. So keep that in mind. And with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!